Let me give a brief background about the center at the University of Oklahoma first, and then give a few words about the project that we'll be working in partnership with Security in Context, and also thanks to a generous grant from the Carnegie Corporation. So the Center for Peace and Development is an interdisciplinary center at the University of Oklahoma. It is committed to knowledge creation and particularly community-based participatory action in post-conflict societies. Now, its overreaching goal is to play a meaningful role, and it's in highlights a meaningful role in transformative peace building, confronting race, gender, and class oppressions in conflict-affected communities. Now, as CPD, we see peace building as a long-term and multifaceted and particularly grassroots effort, that it cannot be top-down, but it needs to be bottom-up, empowering the participants on the ground rather than coming from outside and enforcing set of actions or solutions that are external to the society. So the CPD's primary actions and programs since its foundation in 2017 are in northern Uganda. And has a long-term vision to work with communities globally towards transformative peace building. And this is where the partnership with Security in Context becomes really meaningful. What makes the CPD unique in our view is its commitment to bottom-up community action and a focus on grassroots community-based research. Its programs in northern Uganda are currently guided by a consortium of 10 grassroots women's organizations, and they help co-create program priorities and actions. And we really are emphasizing that aspect of our center and our goals, that all the programs we develop are co-creations together with our partners, rather than us determining and dictating what those priorities are. We develop them together with our partners and let them choose and decide what those priorities are. Now, at the CPD, we focus on balancing academic pursuits like traditional research and other pedagogical approaches like teaching with community-engaged research and action. Some of the outputs that we have managed to create in the last 3 years since its foundation includes a School of Basic Learning for Women in northern Uganda, an annual Women's Grassroots Peacebuilding Conference that are developed together with over 50 different organizations in northern Uganda. Managed to conduct a baseline survey of women's grassroots organizations that had 3 rounds of surveys with participants from ground up, and the Women's Advocacy Network Photo Voice project that have been created. Now, the CPD is also unique, I think, among other centers for offering significant service learning opportunities to both undergraduates and graduate students, as well as faculty. It offers significant training. We work alongside community leaders on programs that are prioritized by local grassroots organizations. We work at the University of Oklahoma with 6 different colleges, our partners, and this is truly a trans and interdisciplinary center. Our partners include health sciences, education, economics, business, history, women and gender studies, medicine, international relations, and so on and so forth. Like, for example, the School of Medicine and Health Sciences offer internship opportunities even for their doctoral students, medical students in northern Uganda right now. The vision of Security in Context and the CPD overlap to a remarkable extent, which is what also makes this really exciting and promising partnership. And we hope that this will continue for many years to come. The project that I'll be directing together with the Security in Context network is broadly titled as Peace, Conflict, and International Political Economy. We'll mostly focus on 3 modes of intervention, which are collaborative research and pedagogical projects, mentorship of junior scholars and graduate students, and we'll have significant public engagement and advocacy. The goal is to challenge dominant paradigms and produce alternative knowledges on security and insecurity related topics, particularly on 4 separate topics. One is multipolarity and the New South-South exchanges. So the New South-South exchanges have been touted sometimes as a big success, as a challenge to the Northern paradigms, but at other times as a reproduction of the same type of issues, problems, and insecurities that dominated the North-South relations in the past 200 or so years. A second mode is on financialization and militarization, that together with the multipolarity topic We'll be looking at the production of insecurity through the militarization of defense industries, war making, and intra and inter-regional partnerships in the production of financialization of military. A third one is we'll look at human development in conflict and post-conflict societies, particularly focusing on women and children that are usually the most affected from any conflict in a society, or at least the first affected ones. To give an example, in most post-conflict peace resolutions, like brokered by United Nations and others, they focus on combatants, either state actors or non-state actors, and usually women and children are left as an afterthought. And we do believe that this makes those peace agreements very temporary and not permanent. And a fourth one will be data generation and research in conflict zones. In addition to providing data and producing data, we also hope to share our expertise in conducting research in conflict zones. What are some of the ethics and methodologies that we need to pay attention to, how to conduct research in those societies?